This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Stephanie's class was on a field trip to the farmland outside of town. They were going to visit the grape juice factory. She was very happy. Grape juice was Stephanie's favorite drink of all. She drank it every day with her breakfast, lunch, and supper. And now she was going to visit the factory. She wore her favorite purple dress for the occasion. The school bus pulled up to the door of the building and the kids piled out. Stephanie was so excited, she thought that she was going to burst. A nice man from the factory gave each kid a safety helmet and plastic safety goggles to wear. Then the tour began. They watched the trucks bring the grapes in from the farm. The grapes were dumped into a big bin where sprayers sprayed water all over them to wash them off. Then they went up, up, up on a conveyor belt to the mixer, where they got all squished up. The grapes, not the kids. Stephanie was a bit disappointed by this. She'd sort of imagined that there'd be people squishing the grapes with their feet, just like she'd seen on TV. But there was only a machine at the factory. It looked sort of like a giant kitchen mixer. It sure smelled good, though. Stephanie took a big sniff. She loved the smell of grape juice. Then they moved on to the filter room. The man from the factory explained that this was the place where the grape skin, seeds, and stems are removed. The grape juice splashed happily along through glass tubes, through the filter, and on to the next stop, the cooking vat. The nice man from the factory led the kids up a steep ladder to the top of the cooking vat. The vat was as big as a house. The kids walked along a creaky metal catwalk high above the bubbling juice. Stephanie stopped in the middle of the catwalk and let the other kids continue on with the tour. Her class climbed down the ladder on the other side of the catwalk and went into the packaging room. And then she was alone. She'd catch up to them in a sec. She just wanted to savor the moment. It smelled so great. I mean great. Purple clouds of grapey steam wafted up past Stephanie's nose. She shut her eyes so she'd remember this wonderful smell forever. This must be what heaven smells like, she thought. Then she heard a noise. She thought she was alone. But then Billy, the mean boy in her class, crept back up the ladder. Stephanie hated Billy. He stood at the far end of the catwalk, looking down into the bubbling vat. Then he took a deep breath and shut his eyes. Maybe he likes grape juice too, thought Stephanie. Maybe she'd misjudged him. Then Billy opened his eyes and looked around. He didn't see her in the darkness of the factory. What could he be doing, she wondered. Billy made a noise like he was clearing his throat. No, thought Stephanie. He wouldn't. He couldn't. He did. Billy horked a huge green loogie right into the vat. Then he laughed and scampered down the ladder before he got caught. Stephanie looked down, and as the greener dissolved into her grape juice, a single tear rolled down her cheek. Hey, it's a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. And Stephanie, she got over it. And you know, the funny thing is, from that day on, she's never, ever touched another glass of grape juice again in her life.